see. In 2016, I said that Trump becoming president would be my comedy gold mine. The problem is that around the same time he was sworn into office, America collectively huffed the entire world's supply of airplane glue seemingly overnight. See, I was operating under the old rules, when you could make fun of politicians because we were all normal and not weird sycophants. We laughed for years at late-night hosts making Clinton oral office jokes, mocking how dumb George W. was, the time he fucked up the "fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me" expression, or even shitting on W's daddy, Bush Sr., and the time he puked at a diplomatic dinner in Japan. But at some point, a very, very large portion of the country decided to start treating a fat, rich, spray-tanned old landlord like a god, and making Trump jokes meant you were an evil lib. So I couldn't be bothered with the headaches anymore, which is the long way of telling you why I couldn't be bothered to talk about Trump being the first ever president to have both an official portrait and an official mugshot, as he was arrested in Fulton County, Georgia on felony charges in connection with the events to overturn the 2020 election. And of course, never one to let a money-making scheme slip through his fingers, his campaign started selling Trump mugshot shirts, posters, mugs of course, even Christmas stockings. Because when you're celebrating the birth of Jesus, you should also celebrate the second coming, right? All of them emblazoned with the slogan, "Never surrender," which is really funny because he literally surrendered to have this mugshot taken. Anyway, then people started calling him the most gangsta president. He's leaned into this by claiming that he had more indictments than Al Capone, which is of course not true. We know this because it came out of his mouth. But gangsta? He's been charged with trying to fix a popularity contest that would have resulted in him keeping his civil servant job. Meanwhile, Andrew Jackson killed a man in a duel after letting the man shoot him first, and lived with a bullet in his chest for nearly 40 years. Yeah, tell me again about how the guy doing allegedly illegal shit to save his job as head of the passport office or whatever the president does is a certified G. And in other rich guy people worship for some bizarre reason news, Elon Musk, who has mentioned a few times that he likes to speedrun Diablo, appears to be trying to speedrun the death of Twitter. Sorry, X. During an interview as part of the Deal Book conference, no idea what that is, he was asked about the advertisers leaving his platform. It's believed many are doing this because Elon's made Twitter entirely about him, and often interacts with known bigots or implies he's all in on conspiracies like the Great Replacement theory. He said,
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go yourself.
He then looked around the audience to zero reaction, like he was expecting cheers and applause and got nothing. Pretty sad, really. He then said it again to a few polite laughs, and then a third time to complete silence. Here's the problem, and I know this isn't going to sit well with some people, but you have Elon, who is very clearly a full-spectrum warrior, and that's fine, but he's running a social media platform. A man who doesn't understand how to interact with humans, and that's not his fault, it's a condition, I get it, trying to run a platform created for humans to interact with each other. It'd be like hiring a blind person to drive a school bus, or a woman to be an accountant. That's just a little joke about how women are stereotypically bad at math. And that's a joke about how women stereotypically don't get jokes, so you have to explain it to them. I'm just kidding, gals. Anyway, he then went on to say that if his company dies, it will be the advertiser's fault. And when the interviewer pushed back on that, he said, "We'll let Earth decide." Whatever that means. Elon is the richest man in the world. If he wants to have his own playground where people can say whatever drunk uncle shit they want, that Disney doesn't want appearing right beside an ad for the new Star Wars Max Rebo Secret Sith show or whatever the fuck garbage they're planning next, that's great. But if advertising is required to run it, and you are going to tell advertisers, "Fuck you, we don't need you," then it's your fault. And if you're the type of goober going, oh my god, I need to give $8 a month to Elon to save free speech. If you think a man worth $242 billion can't keep a fucking message board running if he wants, oh, then buddy, have I got a fucking bridge to sell you. The coolest part of this bridge? Buying it will let you say the N-word as many times as you want. No, I don't take Dogecoin.